whatever you want. All right, and again, I'll be talking mostly about money because like the thing is most of the materialistic problems just comes and boils down to having enough money and you can just solve all of them. So let's just talk about money, right? So the problem with most people is that they have money on a pedestal. Okay, so I'll give you a good example as to how you can do this. The benefit that I had, the unfair advantage that I had with this is that because I had read so many biographies of billionaires and everyone from a very young age, I knew that this is just a number. It's like it's nothing. Like for example, when you see or hear about a certain amount, a lot of things comes into mind. You think of the cash, you think about this is just a perception. Okay, let's say there is this Evian water, right? So it's expensive as some people call it, but Virat Kohli for Virat Kohli it's not expensive. Okay, so the thing is the perception of money is actually very subjective. Okay, and it highly like depends on how you perceive it to be that the amount will come to you. Okay, because if you perceive like this much money to be a lot, it will not come to you because that's what it is to you. It's a lot and you feel like it's difficult to achieve. But if this means nothing to you and you're like, you fuck, I'm just doing this much, that's when it'll actually come to you because now you are someone for whom this much amount of money is nothing. So it's a bit difficult to grasp, but I'll try to like give you a good understanding. Okay, so there is everything, everything, and everyone has a threshold. So for you that threshold might be, let's say, samosa. Okay, so when you're buying a samosa, okay, or let's say diet coke, all right, I don't know what others people buy. Let's just take samosa, diet coke, and I don't know, let's say some chocolate, right? Okay, so let's say chocolate like Kit Kat. Okay, so let's say when you're buying these things, you don't really look at the price. Okay, you don't really look at the price because the thing is that these things come in your threshold. Okay, your threshold is a certain number and this is under your threshold. Okay, so let me just write this down. Under your threshold. Okay, so the thing is that because this is under your threshold, you don't really look at the price. But let's say when Mr. Beast launched Feastables, there's also chocolate only by the way, Feastables. This, when buying, you did check the price for it and you felt that it's expensive. Because the thing is, this was above of your threshold. Okay, this was above your threshold. All right. So if this is above your threshold, okay, and this threshold is what everyone has subconsciously. Okay, you might not be aware of that. You might not be conscious of that number, but everyone has a threshold above and below which they check prices for. And this is just that the people who are really, really rich per se, they just have a really, really high threshold. All right. So the thing is that let's say this is, for example, what 10 rupees. This is I think 40 rupees, and this is anywhere from 10 to 50 rupees, and even 100 for the dark chocolate wala. Okay. So the thing is that you don't really check the price for this because okay, अगर मैं 10 रुपए दे रहा हूँ and I'm getting a छोटा सा Kit Kat, that's justified. But when you paid like I don't know, I think this was like 300 or something. I don't really remember. But and you're like, okay, I'm still getting a very small one, and you're like, okay, this is not worth it because I can just get this. This is because this was above your threshold of what you perceive to be, how much money you perceive to be more or less. Okay. So the reason why you're not able to make this is because this you perceive to be something that is very much above your perceivable, subjective perception of money. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm confusing you a bit, but what I'm trying to say, this is a bit difficult to articulate. But the thing is that you have to think of 5 crores to be 5 rupees. This if I would put it in like in a sentence. Okay, only once 5 crore rupees ka perception या value is equal to you of 5 rupees will you be able to make 5 crores. If you think of 5 crores as this baap re 5 crore रुपए कितना पैसा होता है, and by the way this is revenue. Okay, some people just comment like this is revenue whatever. Yes, this is revenue. If you know anything about business, you know what's the difference between revenue and profit. This is the revenue. I have 30 to 35% profit on this before taxes, but yeah, revenue is revenue. The money still came in my bank, so I still generated that amount, right? So there are some people who just like to hate around for no reasons, whatever the fuck, right? So the only way this will manifest to you, like if I was to explain it in a layman term, is when you think of 5 crores to be equivalent to 5 rupees. Okay. So the thing is, I'm not saying that you have to like it's like the importance that you give to 5 rupees. ठीक है, तो 5 रुपए की जितनी तुम भाव या इम्पोर्टेंट ही 5 रुपए तो एक है, वो सेम फीलिंग तुम्हें 5 करोड़ के लिए लाना पड़ेगा. only and only then will this come. ठीक है? Because the thing is that you don't, ठीक है, ये मैंने पिछले वीडियो में बोला था, ठीक है, you don't want things, ठीक है, you don't want things, because if you keep wanting things, that is what the universe will always give you, ठीक है. So what happens is that if you go about wanting this, ठीक है, so that same energy will be reflected by the universe to give you just exactly that, that is keep wanting 5 crore rupees, ठीक है, 5 CR, ठीक है. And it will, because you perceive this to be a lot of money, that is, 5 crore is a lot of money, that is what you feel like, you will, get that in return. You'll keep feeling, and you'll keep feeling like 5 CR is very much, because 5 CR is a lot, because that's what you think to be, ठीक है. But if you think, ठीक है, जैसे तुम 5 रुपए को कोई भाव नहीं देते, and that's why you have 5 rupees very easily, ठीक है, you don't like कि बाप रे कितना पैसा है 5 रुपये, right? That is why you have it. So if you are able to do this same emotion, same connotation for this amount, you will have it, because then the universe will be like, okay, so 5 crore this guy already has, because this money means nothing to him, so nothing, like it's like very less, right? You will have it because you don't become, take a universe just reflects what you are. So if you aspire to be this, right, you will always aspire to be. But if you are this already, universe will reflect that, okay? So now you might ask, okay, how do we actually do this? Because this sounds very good in theory and philosophy, oh, it's that simple, but it's not that. You think about it like this, and then magically next day 5 crore rupees will come in a bag. It doesn't work like that. You need to reprogram yourself, because what you need to understand is that you, from first principles, my friend, are beliefs, paradigms, emotions, insecurities, etc, all combined, okay? You are all of this combined, okay? So the thing is that because all of this makes you, and they make you, and like how you think and your thought process and blah blah blah, depending on that you take actions, okay? So based on what you believe to be true, and based on your emotions and insecurities, you take actions, okay? And based on those actions, you put cause to effect. So you put cause to effect, and by putting cause to effect, you create that reality, right? Okay. So what happens is, what you have to do is you have to break it here. Now obviously you cannot break the reality, and you cannot change your cause to effect, because you will not really be able to take action, because you take action according to your beliefs. So you need to break it here. You need to break your beliefs, your paradigms, your emotions, your insecurities, etc, and only once you do this will you be able to take according action, and then put cause to effect accordingly, and then create a reality as per that, okay? So how do you do that? You need to do this by affirmations, visualization, etc, okay? So yeah, this is obviously, now I cannot go in a lot of depth here, because obviously this video will get very long, but I'll try to explain as much as I can. But yeah, if you're liking the video till here, and if you feel like there's some sauce, then I have officially launched my Discord server, which is absolutely free to join, but it is a very high quality server. And if you are found guilt tripping, or doing something, it's nothing like that. It's a very high quality Discord server full of people who are actually doing shit, making money. There are my vetted supply contacts for e-commerce particularly, and a lot of good things. And obviously you will get some exclusive things for joining as well. We'll be doing some calls here and there, randomly, I'll let you know. And obviously some extra, a lot of insider info that obviously I cannot share on YouTube, all that kind of stuff will be there. So you can join that. It's free to join. But obviously keep in mind, it's a very high quality server, and if you're found doing anything that's that's cheap for that matter, right, that's begging or guilt tripping, or saying give me for that number, you will be banned, all right? Because I don't want to make it paid, because I want everyone to be able to access it, but at the same time I want it to be high quality, because we want to have people who actually do some shit and do some work and actually put cause to effect, and are willingly wanting to change their lives, all right? So that's the point. Now, how do you make affirmations, and how do you make this visualization work? So the mistake that most people make is they write it out and read it. Again, the thing is, it's not that this will not work. It's just that this is very slow, and that is why most people give up, because it's too slow and doesn't really work. Like it takes a lot of time to actually work, because the severity of the emotion that you're feeling is actually quite low. So what you need to do is increase the severity of the emotions you're feeling. Okay. So how do you actually do this? You have to do this by feeling the emotion as if the thing you want has already happened. Okay. So what you need to understand is that you need to write, let's say for example you want to make 10 lakh rupees, right? 10 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees profit. This is your goal. Okay. So if you just write this down on a paper and just read it every day, it's not that it's not going to work, it's that it'll take a lot longer, and that is why you'll probably just give up and feel like, okay, the visualization information don't really work. But that's not really the case. You're doing it wrong. When you write this down, you need to imagine, visualize, and feel all the emotions that you will feel when you actually have this much money in the bank. Okay? Because as I told you in the last video as well, the subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is reality and what is not real. What is not your reality, I mean, okay? So whatever you tell it to be true, whatever your conscious mind tells it to be true, it will make that a reality because it does not know what's actually happening. Okay, your conscious mind is a judge of that, and the best time to do this is when you're sleeping. Yeah, when you're about to go to sleep and when you wake up, because that's when the conscious mind is not really that active. So you have to do this as if it has already happened, and you have to feel those emotions. Like, let's say seeing that money in the bank, being able to, I don't know, what to be, being able to buy Mr. Beast Feastables without looking at the price. I don't know, random ass shit, right? So things like that, whatever you want to do with 10 lakh rupees in the bank, right? So those kind of things, right? So yeah, that's the thing. That's pretty much it. And by doing this, you will increase the severity of the emotion that you're feeling, and like that you will do a good affirmation visualization, right? So this is for materialistic goal, right? Obviously, but if you want to play the long game, you will obviously want to change your beliefs, paradigms, emotions, insecurities, etc., etc., etc. So it's kind of the same process, except it takes a lot more time. It takes a lot more critical thinking and integration of the shadow by C.G. Young, right? If you know about him, right? C.G. Young, right? I should probably just type it out, but whatever, yeah. So shadow, and you should probably read like other like psychologists, like finance psychologists, right? So the thing is that it goes a lot deeper than this, and if I were to make a video on this, it'll be a lot longer and a lot better and a lot more valuable as well. So if you are interested in seeing that, let me know in the comments. I'll make one. But yeah, it'll definitely be like very deep and very long, and the process is more or less the same, but it takes like a lot of time to do it because you are doing whatever your age, like let's say you're 20 years old, you basically have to undo 20 years of conditional programming by integrating your shadow, right? So yeah, that's the thing. The Discord server is free to join, and if you're someone who is particularly interested in starting your own e-commerce business in India, then you can email me and we can have a chat and we can see if we can help you. Okay, point to note, it costs money, it is a bit expensive, it's not for everyone. I work one-to-one with you to bring you results like this in the long term. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's initially we start for 3 months, we take you to a goal, then we work for longer, 9-10 months, and we take you to these numbers so that it's possible for you as well. It's not a get rich quick scheme, and you need money. It's not keep buy pods or drop shipping. It doesn't work like that. If you are that person, do not apply, do not email me. All right, I only take serious people, and if you are interested in that, you can email me. Obviously, it's not for everyone. That is why I got rid of the type form as well. I had a type form before, but people were just filling random shit, so I just removed it. And people who are actually serious and want to commit to it, they can email me and we can get you on board, right? And yeah, that's about it. The Discord is free to join. You can check the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.